just establishing that common ground right there.
How has the Impact movement changed my life? A better question would definitely be, how has the Impact movement not changed my life? I mean, from going on some project to learning what does it actually look like to have a vision, to see something happen, to just plead to the Lord for the grace to be able to start that movement, to transition it into, okay, now we're leading this movement, and what does all that mean? What am I going to do now?
With Impact, I found a group of people that I can call my brothers that are Christian, living for God, and that, you know, are there looking out for my well-being and my benefit and helping me to grow in my faith and my relationship with God.
Ministering with the Impact movement has changed my life in that it's really taught me how to lean on God and how to rely on God and to depend on God and to be waiting to hear from Him before I take a step. All the way from attending Impact Leadership Institute to actually becoming on the leadership team. God has just been showing me how to wait on Him, how to hear from Him, and establishing, just watching Him establish certain things in my life so that I could be who He's forming me to be.
I actually got involved with Impact through my fraternity brother. A staff guy named Dave Henderson approached him about going to a regional conference. Dave didn't really know him, he really didn't know Dave, but he decided to go anyway, and he came back and told me about his experiences at the conference and told me I should get involved. And he told me about an event that Impact was planning on doing, the Katrina relief efforts in New Orleans during spring break. And so that was my first big involvement with Impact, and I've been involved ever since then.
And I want you to know that I fully support and endorse the Impact movement. I think that it's so needed in a time where there are no more options and everything is about compromise. That if you need people that have an absolute truth, that are standing for absolute truth, that the Impact movement is something that you can really roll up your sleeves and really get involved, whether that's financial or just endorsements or just internships or mentoring, that I think that this organization is just ready and excited about men and women that want to hide their lives behind the cross and to be able to really be involved and engaged in this new generation of young believers that will not compromise, that will not set aside their faith just to be politically correct. And so I endorse the Impact movement, and I think you should too. And I know that we can give you all the information that you need to be able to plant a seed and really trust God for a great harvest. Blessings.
Wow. We can see from the video how Impact has changed the lives of many people. But let me just go back to my guests and just ask them personally, you know. I heard a lot of definitions of what Impact meant to certain individuals in the video, you know, and I'm sure that these, when I say definitions, it sort of gives a descriptive vision of what Impact actually is and who Impact wants to reach. And I noticed that a lot of people talked about the African American, you know, community or race. How do you see that? You know, how do you see God using Impact to affect African American community?
I see that it's tremendously, it will affect, just like this. I'm thinking about this, just the stereotype, and it's helping identify the leaders that's out there, and that's one thing that's unique about it. And that's why we reach the campus students, the college students, because they're at a point where they're figuring out what they want to do with their lives, and they are going to make the difference because they are our generation. So we look at the college students, and because they are young and innovation and they're creative, and we want to help them use them in wherever God has called them.
Wow, that's great. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Could you kind of repeat the question?
Sure, sure. I'm just asking, you know, I heard a lot of testimonies, a lot of questions about, or should I say answer to questions about who Impact is and basically what is the broader vision of who they want to impact. And I heard a lot about the African American community. We saw people like Kirk Franklin. We saw, you know, Keith Battle, a lot of pastors and support and praise and worshipers, even rappers, basically talking about Impact and how it's affected the African American community. So from you personally, I just wanted to know, how do you feel Impact is reaching the African American community?
I think it's it's such a broad, I think, influence. I think it's just reaching people. It's kind of like we know about some of the people that we saw in the video, whose lives it's changing, but it's reaching everyday people in their ordinary lives, you know, from people who've attended a conference or people who've been impacted on their campus through someone in the Impact movement. And so I'm sure I'm sure Impact is far more reaching than we know of. But you know, I'm also excited that, you know, it's more of the diaspora, the entire, you know, race of Black people all over the world. So it's not exclusive, but I think the fact that African Americans have such a pivotal position, not just in this country, but in the world. You know, African American culture is one of the only cultures where you can go to most countries and people want to know about you. You know, people want to know, do you know this person? Like when we went to Cape Town, do you know XYZ? Do you know this rapper? Do you know this athlete? But things like that, I think, give you a pivotal position to be able to, and a platform to be able to share the gospel. And I think that's one way that Impact is really doing that, by equipping leaders. You know, they're putting leaders in a position to reach people that maybe one individual couldn't, but they're being equipped to reach people from within their communities all the way to all around the world.
Wow. So how do you guys see on the mission field, you know, some of the things that the Lord's using you for? How do you guys see what I consider the two most prevalent issues in the African American community right now, homosexuality and lesbianism, you know, on campuses? Mm-hmm. You know, it's amazing. I went to speak like 6 years ago at a university on the Eastern Shore. Right. And just recently went back and I didn't know the campus because of the change of some of these challenging areas in which I'm sharing with you. So when you go on a campus where you are confronted with that type of, you know, people who believe these type of lifestyles, and you know, and just some values and some morals that's not probably what I consider parallel with yours. You know, how do you guys see you ministering to these type of people on your campuses?
Well, I mean, I think that honestly, it's no different in terms of the aspect of love. You know, one thing, I actually had an interesting story with homosexuality. I went to a campus, and basically we were the Impact chapter there. They were inviting people out to their Bible study, their weekly Bible study, and I had a great conversation with a couple of females, and they were lesbians, and they were openly lesbian about it. And one of them was just really offended, not by me, but I guess they'd had some history on the campus of just not people not being very receptive, and just feeling like they were always condemned by Christians on campus. And so I think it was a great opportunity, and I ended up having a really good conversation with her. But it was a good opportunity to show Christ's love. And model that, you know, homosexuality, yes, we believe it's a sin, definitely, and because that's what the Bible teaches. However, that doesn't mean that you're not a person, you're not human, and that we don't struggle with sin as well. We may not struggle with homosexuality, but, you know, there are other sins that we struggle with every day as well. And so I think for me, it was a great experience to have that conversation, and I think it presented to her another side. You know, so often we see, oh, you're a Christian, you must hate me, you know, or, you know, for Christians, oh, you're a homosexual, I can't talk to you, you know, and that's not the model that Christ would have displayed. And so what I like with our job is that we get to share love with people, you know, whether you're in a different type of religion or whether you believe something else, you know, morally, you know, we want to show people Christ, and we want to show people the cross, and we want to show people the truth. But in a loving way. And so I think that's one of the opportunities. You know, the challenge is people are in different places in their relationships with the Lord, students. And so our job is to really teach them, as we learn, to teach them how to be able to present Christ in a loving way.
Wow, that's powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Kinley, how about you as far as one of my other pet peeves, the fatherlessness? You know, men who basically, you know, were raised in environments or homes where there was no father, no direction. So therefore they equate their masculinity to, you know, sexual perversion, or basically, you know, feel like they are complete only when they are, you know, sleeping around. How, you know, this the fatherlessness thing.